Hello, I'm Tom from the driving school bigtom.org.uk, and I want to do a video on a routine that the DVSA want to see all drivers driving to. It's only 5 steps to this routine, but it's just up there on the left: mirror, signal, position, speed, look. And the reason why they want to see drivers driving to this standard is because it keeps everybody's doing the same thing, and therefore it creates some control as to what's going out on the roads. Because if people didn't have a sequence of driving actions, it would be pretty chaotic. People wouldn't be doing signals, they wouldn't be moving over. So what I want to go over here then in this short video is really what's backed up in the training pack, and the training pack is available right now for a reduced price of £55. And the training pack is, that's up until 1st of April. After that it goes back to its normal price. But the training pack is designed to help people who are trying to do private driving lessons with friends and family, and it adds a bit of structure to your driving lessons to make them more professional. So everything that you see now is going to be backed up in the training pack, and that can be sent out to you in the post, delivered to your door right now for a fantastic price of just £55. And what I'm going to use is I'm going to use 2 examples of a T-junction and a roundabout to demonstrate what's needed, what is expected to be seen with people's driving of the different this routine. MSPSL is what it's often referred to. So which mirrors are we going to check? When are we going to do them? How should we even do mirror checks? Do I need a signal every time? And if I do need a signal, what's the timing? Do I need to change the position of the road, the car in the road, and when do I do that, and even how do I do that? And then speed, with regards to the speed on the approach to one of these hazards here, do I need to be braking, and how much braking should I put on? When should I even do that? And then lastly, the look phase is like, where do I need to look? When do I need to do that? And how do I do those looks? So let's choose this one here, the T-junction, and let's assume that we are down here on this red car here, going in that direction, going upwards towards this T-junction. And let's assume that we're in a 30 mile an hour maximum speed limit, and let's say, for example, that we might be doing, say, 25 miles an hour. Let's say that we're in 3rd gear. So 25 miles an hour and we're in 3rd. And let's start off this routine. We're approaching a T-junction. It is a hazard. A hazard is anything that makes us change speed in either direction and or the direction of the car. So this definitely does that, because we're going to be slowing down and turning right. So both boxes are ticked on that. This is a hazard, and we need to incorporate these actions for this hazard. Mirrors, well, central mirror and right mirror, because we are going to be turning right. When do I do it? If you can imagine 12 car lengths, or about as far as you can throw a stone, it's always a lot further than you think it is. And this, bearing in mind this is in a 30, it's always a lot further than you think it is. That's when you want to start doing this routine: mirror, signal, position, speed, look. So 12 car lengths away, central mirror, right mirror, and you're turning your head. You're doing the central mirror first, and then you're turning your head. A lot of people talk to me about they just do this with their eyes. Well, that's no peripheral vision's coming in there, so we need to turn our head when we're doing mirror checks. So mirrors in pairs. Signal, well, we are approaching the junction. We definitely need a signal, so we'll stick a signal on, because even if there's no one around us, there might be someone in the new road that would benefit from the signal. And let's stick the signal on nice and early, because we need people to know where it is that we're going. Signals are all about helping other people, not about confirming anything for ourselves. Position, well, is it needed on this one? Yeah, it absolutely is needed. We need to be over there by the middle white line on the approach, because somebody behind us might want to go through there. Sometimes the width of the road is wide enough to allow cars, but even motorbikes, cyclists, and therefore we don't want to be preventing them from going forwards. So position is needed, nice and early again. And how do we do it? Well, you can normally line up something in the front of your car with this middle white line to let you know that you are actually over towards the right. There is normally, for me personally, it's my right hand. When my hand's on the steering wheel, when that white line comes to my right hand on the steering wheel, for me personally, in my seating position, that I know that I'm now over on the right. The speed, well, yeah, we're doing 25 and we need to be going much, much slower. So we need to be putting plenty of brakes on. It is possible sometimes to just come off the gas and then the car settles down and it reduces speed with engine braking. But we do need to put some brakes on. And we need to be doing this nice in advance. We don't want to be leaving the braking later. A lot of people, when they've got other cars behind them, a lot of drivers, they are very reluctant to slow down with the brakes because they're worried about people hitting them from behind. But actually, you know, you've got to put the brakes on, because if you don't slow the car down, you are going to be rolling up to this junction too quickly. How much braking? Well, let's get the speed down to 10 miles an hour and then let's put it into second gear. So 10 miles an hour in second gear on the approach to this T junction. And the last phase is to look. Where do we need to look? Well, what could be coming? We could have a vehicle coming in this direction. So we need to be aware of what's going on there. We might even have something. You imagine when we are sat here waiting to turn right, there may even be something that is coming. We know that this shouldn't be happening, but sometimes it does happen. There could be something coming along there. So checking our right mirror to make sure that nothing's overtaking us. And then the last place to look, always look into the new road before you steer into the new road. So we want to make sure that this is clear here. Before we commit to turning into the junction, we want to make sure that it's actually clear. 3 specific places to be looking. 1 is oncoming traffic, 2 is the side mirror to see what's behind over your right shoulder, and then lastly into the new road. Bearing in mind the new highway code changes, if any pedestrian is walking along now and wanting to cross this junction, just here look, anyone who's wanting to cross that junction, we have to wait for them in the major road. So we're looking out for pedestrians, we're looking out for cyclists, we're looking out for motorbikes, any vulnerable road users. Now, having done that on the T junction, let's now move it over to the roundabout. It's the same process. Mirrors, signal, position, speed, look. I suppose one thing to remember is that roundabouts are junctions. It is where traffic is coming in to a meeting point. And so we do the same thing. Very often there's going to be a roundabout sign here telling you what your exits are. And we can use that roundabout sign as a bit of a reference really for when we do things. So depending on what the maximum speed limit is here, let's say for example that we're in Nationals. Let's say we're in Nationals and let's say on the approach to this roundabout we're doing, let's say 50 miles an hour. So we might be in 5th gear. So as we get level to this roundabout sign, why don't we put the brakes on and put that down to 3rd gear, so we do 30 miles an hour and 3rd gear. And then once we've got to level, because this is a set distance, you see, these roundabout signs are a set distance from the roundabout. Brakes to 30, pop it into 3rd gear, and we're rolling up there and we're using the same system again, look. Mirrors, which mirrors? Let's say, shall we say we want to turn left at the roundabout. So we want to go central mirror, left mirror, nice and early. We pop a signal on. The highway code says we have a signal for the first and the last exit, so absolutely we want a left signal on. We want to position over towards the left, because as you can see here the arrows are telling us that it's left lane for the exit to the left. Speed, well, this is going to depend on do I need to do any more braking, because I've already reduced it to 30 in 3rd gear, but as you're bowling up to the roundabout, depending on reading the roundabout, I'll do a separate video on reading roundabouts, but depending on what's going on the roundabout, you may even need to slow down some more and you may need to be putting it down into 2nd gear. Eventually, depending on the circumstances, you may need to pause, but let's just say for starters that approaching it at a sensible speed to begin with at least gives you the chance to read the roundabout. And then lastly, the look phase, well, very, very similar really. We want to be making sure that we're giving way to anything that's coming across us, which in this case, this blue car would be doing that. So we would be giving way to those. We want to be looking out for any motorbikes coming from this entry point here, because motorbikes tend to come round quickly. And we want to be aware of all-round observations so that we are aware of what traffic is doing behind us and to the sides of us. So the same routine, mirror signal, position, speed, look, for two different types of hazard. In this case, T-junction and roundabout, but it could be anything. It could be a bus at a bus stop, it could be approaching a zebra crossing, could be anything. And getting to know these 5 steps off by heart so that you, when you're in your car and you're driving, you can actually remember it and apply it in a particular sequence. Have a look on the website for the training pack. It's available right now, and it's got all of this really good stuff, information, all this good information for you to help you do some more professional looking type of private driving lessons.